Hello students, this is your biology class. So previous lecture, that lecture was based upon large intestine. So students, today we have discussed digestion in grass eating animal. So we know that animals which eat grass, how they digest the grass. So what are the 5 steps of nutrition in humans? So that is first elimination, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. So nutrition in animal. Do you think animal and so nutrition in animal, the animal and humans have similar nutrition. The 5 steps of nutrition are common for animal, but the sequence might be different because of the food consumed. So nutrition in animal also go through the same stages of digestion as a human. However, the stages can vary depending on the food they eat. Cow, horse and rabbit, grass eating animals. So nutrition is grass eating animal. Grass contain cellulose. Nutrition. So cellulose further a special bacteria and break cellulose into simpler substance. Nutrition in cow. Digestion for the cow and how they are different for human. Nutrition in cow. The cow eat grass through the mouth and partially chew and swallows it. Unlike humans, cow partially chew their food. This partially chewed food is called cud, and cud travel to stomach. So cow have 4 chambers in their stomach, where human have only 1 chamber. That is the difference. So cud is stored in one of the chamber called rumen, which is indicated by blue indicator. That is chamber is known as rumen. So when cow is resting, the cud return to rumen to the mouth. They were chewed completely. This is known as rumination. We see in our daily life those. Rumination means when animal going in a rest, they rotating our mouth continuously. That means they done rumination. So nutrition in cow. The chew food return to rumen where bacteria that break into cellulose are found, and the cellulose is digested by bacteria. Cellulose digested by bacteria present in rumen, then break down into simpler substance. So first of all, we're going toward some practice question. That is, what is cud? Simple. Cud is a partially chewed food. So after that, what is rumination? Rumination is a process partially chewed food return to the mouth and where animal chews and digest it further. So what happened to cud after rumination? The chewed food return to the rumen where bacteria digest the cellulose. So they are simple questions which are discussed in this understanding. So further we have to discuss a question which is based upon ruminants and human. So name type of carbohydrate that can be digested by ruminants but not by human. So cellulose is digested by ruminants. To digest cellulose, a special bacteria is required which is not present in human. Hence, human cannot digest cellulose like ruminant. So next is write the one similarity and one difference between nutrition in amoeba and human being. So similarity, both amoeba and humans secrete digestive juices for digestion of food. Difference in amoeba, a food vacuole is formed by trapping the food and digestion occur inside the vacuole. In human, digestion occur in stomach and no vacuole is formed. Students, further we going to start respiration and its type. So in this video we have to learn what do you mean by respiration and its type. So student, firstly you have to bring your notebook and pen with you and write some important keyword which helps to understanding after the video and you get conclusion from this video. So I am going to start this video. Firstly, pay attention and watch and listen carefully the important information which is given in this video.
And its types. Respiration is a chemical process that supplies the body with energy to perform life processes. It happens in all living cells, not just animal cells but also plant cells. There are two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means with air and so it needs oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration doesn't need oxygen. Let's start by looking at aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration releases energy inside the cell by breaking down glucose in the presence of oxygen. It is represented by this equation. The glucose from the digested food is broken down into carbon dioxide and water along with the release of energy. But sometimes animals and plants cannot get enough of oxygen to respire aerobically, such as while doing exercise, but they still need to respire to survive. After all, everything relies on respiration for energy. Luckily, there is a backup plan, anaerobic respiration. In the word anaerobic, an means without, aero means air and bios means life. Let us understand anaerobic respiration. Let us use cheetah as an example. When a cheetah runs to catch its prey, it cannot take in enough air and circulate enough blood around the body for performing aerobic respiration. The heart and lungs can't keep up. So, anaerobic respiration is carried out instead. It is represented by this equation. See how it differs from aerobic respiration. There is no oxygen involved in anaerobic respiration. Also, less energy is released. This is because the glucose is only partially broken down, so it is less efficient than aerobic respiration. The glucose is broken down into lactic acid and energy. Have you ever ran a lot and had a muscle cramp? This is caused by lactic acid accumulation. You can only get rid of lactic acid by taking in oxygen. Oxygen is needed to break down lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. Now you know why we breathe deeply after an intense exercise. So that is how anaerobic respiration works in animals. What about plants? The oxygen supply can run out for plants too, such as those that live in waterlogged soil. This forces the plant to carry out anaerobic respiration. This is the chemical equation for respiration in plants. Notice that instead of lactic acid, ethanol and carbon dioxide are produced. In yeast, this process is called fermentation and it is used to bake bread and brew alcohol. Ethanol is the alcohol found in beer and wine, and in bread making, it is the carbon dioxide that is useful. The bubbles of carbon dioxide help raise the bread by expanding the dough.
So students, this is based upon respiration. So from this video we have learned there are two types of respiration. One is aerobic and anaerobic. So student, you have to make proper notes according to respiration. For example, in a aerobic and anaerobic, which have oxygen content, means relation of oxygen take place is aerobic, and there is no oxygen relation and not breakdown to in oxygen, so this is known as anaerobic. So main purpose is oxygen. So student, if you have any problem related to these lecture, you have to text me anytime and revise the aerobic and anaerobic, and tomorrow we have to discuss aerobic and anaerobic briefly. Thank you. Happy learning.